Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink Podcast. I'm Elvis, your host, and I'm here to let you know that Teacher Needs a Drink Podcast is not safe for work. We are teachers at the end of the week and really the end of our ropes, and while we love our jobs, we wish to remain anonymous so we can talk openly and bitch and talk about all this stuff and, still keep our jobs. Because really at the heart of this, we do love teaching and we like what we do. This has just been a crazy-ass year. Anyway, I'd like to start by giving a special thank to all of the Teacher Needs a Drink Patreon donors. There we go. Mr. Brian S., Jeff S., Shelley K., Abby B., Ann T., Kristen G., Sarah B., Regina B., Ann L., Josie S., Sam B., India G., Lucy P., Mary E., Jamie B., Hope H., Aaron D., Kristen W., Vanessa J., Kate C., Mary C., Haley M., Barry N., Rylan L., Catherine S., Perla C., Kelsey W., RJR, Kara T., Kristen C., Amanda T., Johanna H., Tony and Christina K., Irma A., Rebecca J., Melissa M., Lisa S., and KCB, and of course, Miss Sarah N. All right, my friends, Teacher Needs a Drink Podcast is also brought to you by Lud Lamb Dramatics. See, if you are a theater teacher or you know one in your building, you know how hard it is to find resources for the theater classroom, because really no one makes them, because a lot of schools don't even have theater teachers, or they have like an English teacher who also kind of covers it or whatever's going on, and so there's really not a lot out there. So if you are a theater teacher, go to Lud Lamb Dramatics. They have everything you could possibly need for your classroom. It is amazing. They are a great resource and they pay our bills, and so I will praise them to the rooftops because they've been with us since episode 1. If you have something you'd like to share with Teacher Needs a Drink Podcast, you can tag us on Instagram or Facebook, or you can go to the contact page of our website, teacherneedsdrinkpodcast.com, where we also sell all kinds of great Teacher Needs a Drink swag, shot glasses, cups, koozies, all kinds of great stuff. You need a bottle opener, I can tell. Get a Teacher Needs a Drink bottle opener. It's a great gift, for Valentine's Day. All right, my friends, if you get a chance, please like, subscribe, please leave a review. That does a lot of wonders. But honestly, the best thing is just find someone and tell them about our podcast. Just tell them a few things you heard. All right, my friends, enjoy episode 71. All right, so let's get going. All right, everyone, welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink Podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and today I am joined by Miss Lucille Lane.
Hello again.
And Miss Bunny O'Hare.
Hey, Elvis.
I'm so happy both of you guys are here. It's like we're about to hit Valentine's Day. It's the next big holiday. And some of my schools are doing it this year. I think Valentine's Day is on a Sunday, which kind of makes it easier for the schools to ignore and not have to do anything with. Mm-hmm. And there's also President's Day weekend the Monday after. But I'm tying Valentine's Day into a lot of the lessons I'm doing this week because it's easy. There's like several lessons that I've had like on my bookshelf that in my back pocket for years that I always do right before Valentine's Day. So, I got to edit them and twist them a little bit to make them a little more relevant for the online crowd. But I kind of like that little bit of relief. And I also like not having to deal with the 5,000 cards and candy wrappers and all those things. Are you guys having to do any kind of Valentine's Day things, or is anything like that coming up in your school?
Nothing that I'm aware of.
Nope.
You gave me an idea, though, because for what we're studying this week, I can tie in a Valentine type activity with it pretty easily. So be co-curricular or whatever that is. I don't know.
Yeah. What about you, Lucille? Do you do any kind of Valentine's resource activities?
I'll do anything as long as like there is a holiday coming up, just so, I've touched upon it. But as far as like festivities in the school, there is nothing happening. I know my school won't let any outside, anything inside. So I think it's going to be very tame.
I think that's kind of nice. It stops the drama.
It does stop the drama.
And it also stops kind of like, how the kids kind of get wild if there's any excuse for wildness. Like, oh my gosh, there's a party. Wow. Or, oh, it's crazy hat day. Wow. And they just kind of lose their minds. Yes. So it's nice that that's kind of off the table. But some of these stock holidays, I think this is actually the last one of the year. I think I do something little for St. Patrick's Day. I kind of take a deep breath because I have lessons that are tied to those. I have Halloween-themed lessons. I have Thanksgiving-themed lessons. I have some winter-themed lessons. And then I've got like a couple Valentines and St. Patrick's, and then that's it. Because I don't do any like religious holidays. Like I'm not going to do some Easter thing or anything like that. But I don't know. I like it because it's kind of like, oh, good, I can do this now. I can just pull it out of my back pocket. But I've also kind of been blessed isn't the right word. I've had some grace put on me by my admin because I went and talked to them about some of the issues I've been having, just struggling with the 50-50 face-to-face and online, class assholes trying to keep everyone motivated. One was like, you haven't done any movies or anything this year. Why don't you do a movie study for 2 or 3 weeks? I was like, really? She's like, yeah, just pick out a movie, tie it to your lessons, make sure you have some things tied into it. Don't just show it for nothing. And I think that's acceptable. I was like, oh, thank God. And I think it's the first time ever in my career where an admin was like, it's okay. Go ahead. Just do that. Cut yourself some slack. Take a break. Because I feel like since Christmas, I've been beating myself up because I just felt like I hadn't been rising to the level of lessons, or I just hadn't had the student buy-in that I'm used to having. And after almost a year of it, it was really starting to get to me.
There is something to say about movies and tying in lessons because of the different types of learning styles. And there's a ton of things you can connect with film as well. But I do have to say one of my, and this is funny because it's just, you would never guess, my one high school history class that I had, I think it was my sophomore year, I had a 21st century history class on film. And we literally watched movies and then tied it into history, like history lessons. And it was the most amazing class I've ever had.
No, I get a lot out of it. And I enjoy movies. And I know kids like to just watch things. I mean, sure, a movie is going to be a lot more than a 30-second TikTok or a YouTube video, but at least I feel like it takes the fight out of the class sometimes. Now, there have been times, and I have known teachers in their career that lived by the movies and died by the videos. I had a librarian who had like a reading rainbow or something for every of the 52 weeks of the year. And so that was like her lesson was we watch a reading rainbow, we talk for 4 minutes, and then you guys go, or something like that. And I've always kind of not wanted to be that teacher. Like I'd always do it leading up to holidays. We might have like right before Christmas, we'll watch a movie in class or something. But I don't know. I feel a little validated that the admin saw that, and I also get relieved. And I get to watch a movie that I like. We're doing Princess Bride. We're doing character studies tied to it, and it's going to be lots of fun. And the other class is doing the movie Willow, and we're also doing character study for that. And so it's kind of
character
neat.
Development, and you can actually see it, and it's great. I think I think there's a lot to be said. I think people are like, do not watch movies because you have those educators who are going to take advantage of that. But if you use it in the right way, I think it can be very, very beneficial.
Now, the one thing that'll kill me is after doing this, I have kids like, really? You didn't even watch the movie with us while we were streaming? How did you not? But you know what? That's a battle that hasn't happened, so I don't want to imagine it or will it into being into my head. This is from the Teacher Needs a Drink podcast contact page and from our teacher, Captain Janeway. Hi, guys. Love your podcast. I'm a Texas theater teacher who is none too happy this year. Our area has been devastated by COVID, of course, and our entire region opted out of the UIL one-act play competition. That is as it should be, so that isn't what I'm most upset about. I'm upset because none of the sports activities or events have been canceled. And of course, school is face-to-face as of February 1st. My theater kids see that we are the only ones who cannot practice our extracurriculars, and we feel all singled out and slighted. If it's safe enough for sports and classes, isn't it safe enough for one-act play? The rest of Texas is still doing it. Am I wrong to be angry about this? Oh, teacher, I feel you, but I understand. My gut reaction is that your fine arts people made the right choice for safety for students, because all the schools around here that are doing one-act plays or are doing plays and shows are having kids drop out left and right because they need to be quarantined, or kids have been exposed, their shows have been, it's just been a huge cluster and mess. And so while I'm sure you're bummed that you get to see everyone else playing, at least your kids have a better chance at safety, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of agree. On the one hand, I do feel guilty. I do feel bad because my kids are not getting the same experience that kids in previous years or kids next year presumably will get. But at the same time, I know that my kids are safe. I know that I have seen how many kids in athletics have gotten sick and gotten quarantined. We've had a couple from my school that have gotten pretty sick, like sick enough to not be able to do their work kind of things. And it's been because of them running around and breathing on each other without having masks on. And so I know that while it's a different situation, I would not be able to forgive myself if one of my kids got sick or if they took something home and somebody in their family got sick and died.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just about the kids, because it isn't just about them. It's taking it home to somebody who they live with. And that, I know in my case, there's a lot of kids that live with their grandmother that I see, and that would just be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. No, and that means you're not the cause. But I get I don't want to say you're being jealous, but I get the wanting to do it, because a lot of teachers, that's what they've always done. And if they don't have UIL, what are they going to do for this chunk of time? But I also know teachers who are doing UIL, and the stress levels are driving them crazy because they're trying to manage, try to double cast, try to get video rights, try to do anything to make it as normal as possible. But the fact is, this is not a normal year. It sucks. It's the way it is. But sometimes that's just how life is. These kids, if it's their senior year, they're probably not going to get a prom. It sucks. Everyone else has had it, but they will live and they will move on. And I'm sorry. It's COVID. COVID fucking sucks. So I'm sorry, Captain Janeway. Our heart goes out for you. If you wanted to do it, it could have been nice if you would have been able to, but I really think it's for the best. And I think it's sad that a lot of other places aren't taking the same precautions, especially in Texas. But it is Texas. Football will never stop. Sports will never stop.
Ever.
We have one here from KW on the Teacher Needs a Drink Patreon page. KW says, whoever said giving state tests to kids remotely who have been remote all year was going to be easy needs to spend some time with my 7th graders who have not been motivated to do shit all year long. I honestly wish that the district would just drag this group of kids back in person, because I will take a jam-packed classroom over the clusterfuck that has been state testing via remote. Granted, I've been in person all year. This is just the group that elected to be remote. Fuck the fucking fuckers who still want state tests.
Oh, I'm with you there. It's ridiculous that they're still making us do state tests and all of this, because the results aren't going to be accurate. No. And I think it's that what is it called? Sunken cost fallacy, where they figure we've spent so much money on this, we need to do it. Not maybe like, let's just set it off for a while and see what happens. Or maybe let's use it to see where our kids are in the fall, instead of mandating everyone does it right now. But it's just ridiculous. And really, it's just people in the government are making money off these tests. So much money.
Follow the money. Like, somebody's getting paid somewhere. And that's the only reason I can see for doing this, because these tests are not going to tell teachers anything we don't already know. The options are either pulling teeth to get kids to do it remotely, in which case there's no guarantee of accuracy of the results that they're even the one taking the test.
Correct.
And B, the other option is having them come back in person, which is what the state of Texas is demanding right now, in which case we're going to have a bunch of kids that haven't been into a school building since March of last year, and we're all just going to bring them in and cram them into classrooms and expect that to be a normal, quote-unquote, testing situation. No, that's stupid, and that's bullshit. And Texas is like the only state in the country, I saw a graphic this week, that cases are still actively rising. We have not leveled out. We are not dropping off. Cases are still rising. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have 100, however many kids come back into the building just to take a test that's not going to tell us anything we don't already know.
Yeah.
No, screw that. That's stupid.
I also think that if they're going to take these tests, they're going to be looking at data, because that's what a test is. And if you look at data, we're going to say, oh my God, grab your pearls. They are so low. Yes, because a lot of them have been virtual and they have not had interactions and they have not had that classroom experience that most of them need. Also, they're going to look at the teachers, and this is where they say, we need to do more. Mm-hmm. And we can't do any more. There is only it takes a freaking village. If we need to do more, parents need to be on board. Teachers need to be on board. We need to get paid correctly. We have to have programs that are effective. And I could still keep going on and on. I do not like testing for this year or really any year, but especially this year. I don't know why. Of course, we talked about money, and that probably is the issue, because it usually is in politics and when you're talking about like a state education system. However, it's not the right time. It is not the right year. We actually should be holding it off for anywhere between 2 to 3 years to to try our best to get a lot of students on level.
And I agree 100%. It's bullshit right now. And any test they do take, the results they get is going to be skewed horribly. And they're going to say in the future, well, we can't really look at these numbers because you guys just wasted all the teachers, students, everyone's time and probably a shit ton of money to do this test just because people, paid off the people at the state to get it done. It's bullshit. My daughter, who's in elementary school, had to take a standardized online digital test. And the way they ended up doing it was the teacher had to read the questions aloud. And it took them about 3 hours to do 12 questions. Mm-hmm. Math. This is math. It took them 3 hours to do about 12 to 19 questions. And a week and a half before, I got this beautiful certificate in the mail from my child's teacher saying she is a mathematical wizard, like one of those kind of cute awards they get. And then I got an email from the district like 2 weeks ago saying, your student failed this test. I was like, how is she failing the math test if she was just called a math wizard and can figure it all out? Now, granted, I know sometimes those certificates are bullshit. I've given out bullshit certificates. But I was like, how is this happening? And so then I started looking. I was like, yeah, well, you have a bunch of 8-year-olds who are supposed to hold their attention for 19 questions. I don't know. That's 180 minutes divided by 19. That's a really, really slow pace, especially for eight-year-old. I mean, how are they planning on doing this? This is all bullshit. And yeah, it's not going to make any sense. This year is a wash, but I think next year is going to be challenging. And I look forward to seeing how teachers and districts are going to rise to kind of try to bring everyone back. Because right now their kind of mantra is, okay, just no accountability. Don't worry about it. As long as you turn something in, you pass. Well, right. That's going to come back and bite us in the ass pretty soon.
So I was thinking about testing, and I was just thinking, like you were saying, there is X amount of questions and it takes forever to do them. And really, it doesn't even matter if we had a pandemic or not. It's really unfeasible for anybody to have to take a test that takes that long to do. And if it's only 19 questions and it takes that long to do, then it is too hard and it is not age appropriate. This is from Teacher Needs a Drink contact page, and this is from Pink Manatee 66. I am so glad I finally found my people. I look forward to every new podcast on my daily drive. My school has been virtual, hybrid, and in person, but also offered 2 remote teachers for each grade this year. I am so lucky to be one of them. Friday, without warning, the district randomly decided to send us a choice form to send immediately to our families. They didn't give us guidance for teachers, yet asked for parents to discuss their option at conferences on Monday or email your teachers with questions. Neither option guaranteed to keep your content teachers, which is, of course, meant parents picking, and I have no idea if I will be the selected teacher to stay remote. If my class will change and I have no answers for parents, how do I answer these rightfully concerned parents, and how do I handle my own position currently, especially if I am worried about my unsafe, unprepared, and packed classrooms?
Oh, Pink Manatee 66. You throw the school under the bus. Completely and honestly. You respond, even in the email you send out to your parents, hey, this is last minute, but the district told me to forward you this. I do not have any other information about this, but I will let you know when I do. And that's about all you can do, because you don't want to take any kind of blame for saying the wrong thing and have angry parents at you. And you don't want to say anything that's dishonest or isn't going to happen, because then the district will throw you under the bus. It's best to say, the district told me to tell you this. I don't have any other answers. If you have questions, try the principal. Try contacting the district. That's probably also why they send it out on a Friday, too.
On a Friday, for Monday conferences. That's right there is just bullshit.
No, that's all. If you're trying to find the most interesting news on anything, look on Friday afternoon, because that's when a lot of the biggest stories usually end up getting dropped, because they're hoping people will forget it, will already be at the bar for happy hour, or just will flush it away. Because by Sunday or Monday, there's been something else that's moved on. But I've noticed since we have a new presidential administration, we don't seem to have as many shocking turnovers in news as quickly.
No, we don't.
It's not like every day there's a new crisis. And so I'm kind of relieved. I'm excited about that. And I feel like you can't really hide things on Friday because there's not batshit stuff going on Saturday and Sunday anymore. Miss Bunny, you're always pretty good about.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing. Definitely, this is above your pay grade. Like, this is the district. So let them shoulder the responsibility for it.
Hey guys, guess what?
What?
What's happening?
We have a Patreon!
Ooh, really?
Yes, that's right. For as little as $5 a month, you can join the Teacher Needs a Drink podcast Patreon. And you can get access to all kinds of bonus episodes, extra content. Like literally every month, there's new stuff on there. We have lots of lost episodes from our early years. You have all kinds of things, and you get to interact directly with us, the hosts, and get to talk shit with us, and it's lots of fun. So please, do it now. Do it now. Join our Patreon. Woo!
Yes.
Life has not gone your way. You've hit rock bottom and your options are limited. But then, for whatever reason, you happen to have a chance encounter with a grizzled elderly con artist. They immediately like you. Just before they leave town, they explain how you can escape from your current hardships. They teach you a simple con game that will solve all of your problems. It's a cruel trick that can be attempted only on Christmas Eve. This scam will allow your life to return to the way it once was. According to them, attempting this con on a stranger is possible, but there's only a 25% chance it will work. But if you attempt this trick on someone who already wants to believe anything you tell them, it will be extremely easy to pull off. It will be like taking candy from a baby. It's the morning of December 24th. Do you attempt to con the imagined person? Do you attempt to con a stranger? The con will take all day, so it can only be attempted once. Ooh. Will you screw someone over? Will you screw over a stranger and it might not work? I already feel like I know Bunny's answer, but Lucille?
Yeah, I'm going to do it, and it's going to be somebody I know. And all my problems will be gone. This is just one day of their life, and I would choose somebody that, I hate to say this, but it's the truth, absolutely deserves it. There's always that one person that you're like, you're going to get what you deserve one day. You're going to get it. Don't say that out loud because, everybody has them. I have somebody in my family. Absolutely. I would. If all my problems are going to go away and I hit rock bottom, that means you're desperate, which means I will do desperate things.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Okay, oddly enough, the thing that stopped me on this one was the Christmas Eve part. I'm like, you're looking for something on Christmas Eve? That's, I don't know, that just, for whatever reason, that was the thing that hit me that I was like, I don't know if I can do it. That's messing with somebody on Christmas is, I don't know. I feel icky about it.
Makes you wish you knew what the consequences of the con were.
Yeah, so basically it was never said what the consequences would be, or even how long it would be.
They said it was cruel. That was the only tip in there.
But they did not say how long it would last. So if I were going to assume, and it only could happen one day, it would only last like a 24-hour period. So yeah, I would do it.
I gotta say, I would like to think I'm a better person at, but if I was at rock bottom and had no other options,
right,
I would probably choose someone who has screwed me over pretty hard. And there's people in my life who screwed me over, and I'm like, you completely ruined our trust and relationship for this. This is what you got out of it? Really? This is what you wanted? And so I would say if this would fix my issues and I can move on, yeah. Needs of the, I don't want to say needs of the many, but yeah, needs of me. All right, my friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'd like to thank my special guest today, Miss Lucille Lane.
Oh, it was so nice to be here again.
And also Miss Bunny O'Hare.
It was a pleasure as always.
I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you have a happy Valentine's Day and this week goes by uneventful for the most part. Yeah. Anyway, all of my friends out there, take care of yourselves. Put your oxygen mask on yourself before tending to the people around. And also deep breaths, deep drinks. Cheers, everybody. Woo! My friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. Teacher Needs a Drink podcast comes out every Wednesday and is brought to you by Lud Lamb Dramatics. If you are a theater teacher or know one in your building, please send them to Lud Lamb Dramatics so they can get the best resources for their classroom. If you have a story or something you'd like to share with Teacher Needs a Drink, you can hit us up through the contact page of our website, teacherneedsdrinkpodcast.com, or you can tag us on Instagram, Facebook, or, through Patreon, because for only $5, you can get access to all kinds of bonus episodes, extra content, so much more than what's available on the main feed. And it's just $5, so do it. Now, my friends, normally I would press you to subscribe and leave a review, and please do those things. But honestly, the best thing you can do is just find one person in your building and tell them about Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. Spread it grassroots style. I'd like to thank my hosts who are with me today, Miss Bunny O'Hare and Miss Lucille Lane. I appreciate them so much for being there. All right, my friends, I hope you have a fantastic Valentine's Day, or at least a great 4-day weekend, 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend, I don't know anymore. Enjoy yourself, take care of yourself. Cheers, my friends. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah.
Let's burn it all down. Just burn it all.
You just want to hear me say the F word a bunch.
Maybe.